Alright guys, let's get straight to the point. So I have a 1994 Chevy full-size Blazer that, if you notice, is missing the ABS unit that usually comes here. If you have the ABS unit that goes right here in your Chevy truck and you want to delete the ABS, if it looks anything like this one, this is the bracket that goes here. If you want to delete that, in my case, that never worked. Ever since I got it, it never worked. It never let me blade the truck correctly. I even made the adapter tool to press these high pressure pistons so it could bleed, but that port never bled, and my brakes were just crappy. It was just awful. So, and I finally had a chance to remove it all. So if you want to remove this, originally I was going to use the non-ABS version of these trucks, like my 88 has. This one has an NBS master cylinder. This one has the RWAB box for the rear wheel anti-brake system. Notice how there is no ABS unit. So I wanted the same thing on my Blazer because the brakes were comparably different. So this job can only be done if you do a lot of fabrication of your own brake lines. So usually these brake lines don't fit from the get-go. I'll show you. So this is one of the original lines that came off that proportion valve, like this. But as you can see, if I put it where the other one went, it doesn't line up with this port. This is also an NBS master cylinder. I was already here, so I was like, let me remove the old one and go ahead and upgrade this since I'm doing all this work. The reason I couldn't run the original brake lines that did work originally right there is because they didn't line up. These ports are significantly further back than the original one. So I used some nickel cobalt brake lines. I bended them. I put my own adapters that came with the kit. These are really easy to bend, being nickel and copper. And so far, from my first bleeding of the system, nothing has been leaking. The only one that did leak was where the napkin is, but that's because I didn't tighten that front line. This one right here, I didn't tighten that one first, so that's why it was leaking. So now, you're probably asking, okay, so now how do you actually do it? This is the original proportioning valve. I made these. This is a 1/4 inch line, 3/16 line, 1/2 inch by 20 adapters going into the master cylinder. I forgot what these were, but these lines I made them myself. The front one that comes off the proportion valve from the front, right here, that goes to the rear line. You can't see it, but where my finger is at, it's pointing. There's a barrel nut where the one that I made goes straight down to where the pre-existing line is, and that goes and distributes to both the cylinders in the rear end. So that's the front. Now the brake lines for the front too, the left, the driver's side and passenger side, is a little bit more tricky. So you have to make your brake lines, this is the front of the proportion valve, this is the aft side of the rear. It comes down. I used a can to make this coil. It goes down and follows very crudely into this T. So let's see if I can get a flash here. I can't. Well, anyways, this T right here, I got this off of another truck. It honestly doesn't really matter which truck you get it from, but my Blazer did not have this. Originally, this line that comes from the driver's side brake, it goes up into the proportion valve up here, so it's independent of this passenger side line. So what you have to do is get this T screwed into the pre-existing line right here, and then you have to make your own line from the driver's side brake into this T, and then this line right here, that one is the one that follows all the way back to the proportion valve from the rear side of it. Now, if you notice that this blue thing right here, mine doesn't have that. That's true. That's actually a tool to keep the slider that's inside the proportioning valve from going either one way or the other. Therefore, it would affect the bleeding process. What this tool does is that it keeps the piston centered, and it doesn't let go either too far to the rear, too far to the front. So when you're bleeding it stays put, and that way you can get the air out of both lines. I will include the part numbers to that master cylinder. Just note that the part number for this master cylinder, this is an AC Delco one. It doesn't match up with the bore. This diameter right here is maybe I say a 1/4 inch, maybe less than that, smaller, but the holes line up, so it therefore centers this piston piece right here. So it doesn't really matter, because when I noticed that this on this guy didn't fit the power some brake booster, what I did is that I put this guy back on, and I noticed that there's a significant amount of play. So I guess it doesn't really matter that this makes a perfect seal on the brake booster, as long as these line up and the piston is centered with the dowel that goes into your brake pedal. So that's it. So NBS, custom lines to the original proportion valve, and from the proportion valve, custom lines to both the rear single line, and then for the front 2 brakes, it's a custom line running to a T that you could get from another truck. Now if you go to a junkyard and find a 2-wheel drive, this is a 4-wheel drive truck. This is a 2-wheel drive. So if let's say this truck was in the junkyard, what you would look for is, so this one's a little bit different. Notice how the line goes right here and then it curves all the way back here. What it actually has a T right there. That's the T that you could take off from another truck if you want to run that kind of make both lines meet. Because in the end, once you bleed all the air out, you'll have an equal amount of pressure going to both lines, just because of there being not any air in the lines. That makes sense. Like, it's not going to push one more than the other. It's just going to push fluid down, and since you can't compress fluid, it's going to go equally. So yeah, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I know it's a longer video, but I could answer your questions. I think I covered everything you need to know. The hardest part of this whole job, and I'd never want to do it again, is making your own lines. If you do replace the original steel lines with the nickel copper, it makes it a whole lot easier, and I really suggest that you invest into one of these, the Titan 1/4 inch, and for the 1/4 inch lines, and then the 3/16 one for to make your double flared ends. It looks like this. Is very easy to use, very intuitive, but it makes making these lines all very easy. When I'm done using that tool, I will put the original sensor, stick in their back. Sorry if I'm like talking weird, because mosquitoes are eating me alive right now. But yeah, I took off the original. That's it. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.